Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode. We've already had 2 picks here. Welcome to the next episode of RanDOTA. I am D, your host for the show where the meta doesn't matter. We've already had 2 picks here. The Dire pick up the Omni Knight, and the Radiant have picked up the Winter Wyvern. Both fun picks, both good supports. Both also seen a lot of play recently. As has he, Slardar. Slithering Guard. Some interesting picks already. Slardar's been getting a lot more play recently. Like I said in one of the previous episodes.
Shadow Fiend.
The Shadow Fiend. Classic. A classic pickup. Mostly because a lot of people just like to pick him up because so much insane damage when you can play him well. We'll see how well he goes. Take my microphone stand so it stops tilting on me. This is a live cast, by the way, folks, so I can't speed this up at all. In fact, here, I'll show you. See? New time bar. I know you can't see the mouse cursor. Ooh, we have a Jakiro pickup. I like it. Don't get to see enough of the two-headed dragon, in my opinion. I like to play him because, I mean, his whole shtick of breathe as much fire and ice as you can to hurt people. Wonderful. Very simple. I'm gonna open my drink real quick, so don't do that in the middle of like a comment. Visage. Very, very difficult to play well if you don't know what you're doing. Instantly countered by the Slark play. Slark is not actually a great counter to Visage, but I mean, ooh, a Timbersaw pick, also fun.
Templar Assassin.
And the final pick for the Dire is a Templar Assassin picked up pretty quickly. They had that one ready. But yeah, like I was saying, Slark and Visage are not really counters to each other. I mean, although with the birds, Visage can keep an eye on Slark, but that also but if Slark has his ultimate, that means he can also see, oh hey, the birds are somewhere nearby, because they can see me. Ooh, the Phantom Lancer is the final Radiant pick. That's a fun one. Also known as the Cancer Lancer.
The Omniscience has decreed that this one prepare for battle.
Omni Knight predicts a win already. Ooh.
Thanks.
Just go ahead and look at the effigies real quick. I can't read that one. Yeah, that's basically what the Queen of Pain actually is supposed to be. Okay, we'll go ahead and, since the lane's already shaping up a little bit, Impos playing the Timbersaw for the Radiant. Already, it looks like he's going to be our solo top laner. Ooh, Maniacal Machinist. He's blazing a trail, going as fast as he can up here. He looks like he's going to try and drop. Nope. Okay, he's just dropping a good deep ward. He's not actually trying to block a camp. Love Life on the Slark for the Dire. Just kind of standing around. Ooh. Might have something already. 160 damage on the Slardar for the Dire. Up against your Servant playing the Winter Wyvern. Arctic Burn comes out. Slardar is not in a good way, but he's gonna make it out of here because there's not enough damage here to kill him. Okay, let's actually do the introductions now. Like I was saying, Impos playing the Timbersaw for the Radiant side, going to be their solo top lane. D-Stones on the Shadow Fiend, probably going to be their mid laner because that's where Shadow Fiend usually plays. Time to Die Noob playing the Phantom Lancer. He's probably going to be their position 1 carry. Ooh, more fighting. But yeah, so we're going to have a tri-lane on the bottom with Time to Die Noob playing the Phantom Lancer, being supported by Your Servant on the Winter Wyvern, and Schizophrenia, misspelled, on the Visage. Up against them, soloing in the bottom lane, is 160 damage, playing the Slardar. Up against the Shadow Fiend is KCYNIU. Casino? I don't know. Playing the TA in the mid. And Timbersaw is in a bit of trouble here because he's got Who is Jon Snow's Mother on the Jakiro, Bombet on the Omni Knight, both of them supporting Love Life on the Slark for the Dire. So it's tri-lane versus it's solo versus tri on both sides. That Timber Chain, he probably wouldn't gonna die because Timbersaw is actually pretty tanky, especially when he's got a stout shield. But they're it's probably safer for him to not be there. Oop! That ward spots him out, and he's gonna take a bit of punishment here, but Jakiro doesn't have enough damage to kill him. Not when he's got another Timber Chain ready. Let's go ahead and get the last ditch chart up. Slark's actually leading so far. And Omni's actually got the pull off, so Timber did not manage. If he'd actually put the ward instead of putting the ward here, instead of putting the ward there, if he put the ward here, he'd get the same vision and he'd be able to block the camp. I'm still new to drawing on the map, so if my lines are a little off. Oop! Timber saw it, manages to go down and pick up the bounty rune, so that'll give him some of the experience he's been missing. Winter Wyvern gets a haste rune, and Arctic Burn's still on cooldown for another 12 seconds, so there's not really and with Slithering Crush already, Slardar's not really in any danger there. Impos takes another Liquid Fire from Jon Snow's mother. Vommit's still over.
First blood. And a great combat.
I don't know if you're happy
Missed the first blood from Time to Die. What he probably looks like what he did was he threw out a Spirit Lance to nail 160. Love Life gets the deny off. Not like, I mean, he's still leading the last hit charts by a good margin. 160 looks like he might be considering going somewhere slightly different. Oh, never mind, he's just dropping a ward. Although he's also moving in behind the line. Looks like he's rotating in on D-Stones. Our Shadow Fiend is probably not going to be in too much danger here. Oh, but he just walks up under the tower. You want to talk some stones? That's Slardar player. He's going to die to the tower, but oh, Shadow Fiend actually still technically gets the kill, so Slardar trades himself 1-for-1 against the Shadow Fiend under the tower. That was a bold play, but not a smart one. Okay. Especially since he's now given Phantom Lance. He's now given Time to Die on his Phantom Lancer some good free farm. Okay, so Schizophrenia actually managed to get the pull through on the pole camp. If you're wondering how you can do this, what you do is you eat the tree in between these two camps. If you look down on the map.
Middle tower, everyone, go now!
Jon Snow takes out D-Stones, so Shadow Fiend gets dropped again. What did he actually die to? Dual Breath and Purification. So far, it's actually 2-for-2. Oh yes, Slardar's died twice, but so is Shadow Fiend. Okay. So Shadow Fiend has basically already given up this lane because he's only level. He's actually no, he's about 5.5. Never mind. He's gonna need some serious farm from the jungle though, and there's not a stack just yet. Arctic Burn going down onto 160. Time to Die, it gets hit by the Slithering Crush, but the Arctic Burn is still hitting him. And Time to Die actually gets the kill. Can they get out of here safely though? Because Jon Snow comes in on your servant and not gonna get the kill there. Time to Die is about to die because Vomit is just coming up behind him with a hammer. But that DJ, oh, the Purification gets the kill. So that ends up being another 1-for-1 on the bottom lane.
Bad dudes, middle tower.
Meanwhile, there's just been no answer to Love Life here on his Slark. Impos is doing his best, but he's already a full level behind. Slark's got his boots up, and a poor man's.
Dire's middle tower is
So,
guys, you need to
and there's Shadow Dance. Slark's now got his ultimate. Oh, but he's suddenly Impos suddenly decides, I need to cut you up a little bit. Who wants some fish sticks?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
TA gets a bottle gets a bottled regen. Shadow Fiend gets a bottled bounty. I think I'd rather have the bottle of life than the bottle of gold. Just saying. Impos eats a mango. And finally gets his stats up to full after... This is actually kind of an interesting lane, Slark versus Timbersaw, because they both have the ability to steal stats from the other. Slark gets Essence Shift, and TA's got... or... TA, not TA, Timbersaw has Whirling Death. So they both... Although, to be fair, Slark actually has the advantage there, because when he takes the stats from somebody else, he gets them for himself for a little bit. Been a pretty good exchange so far. Shadow Rays gets dropped, as does the range creep. D-Stones is just doing his best to get himself... Okay, yeah. Looks like he's going for the standard 4-4-0 build, where you get maxed Rays, max Necromastery, and then you finally put a point into Requiem at level 9. Slark can actually get back to full health. All he has to do is go back behind the tree line. Just get out of sight of the Radiant for a little bit, and he'd be fine. And there he goes. See? Suddenly he's getting his health back. Slark is one of the few heroes that, if you ever get a... Oh, never mind. I'll talk about that in a second. Arctic Burn, Spirit Lance. And 160. Oh, he gets the full stun onto all 3 of the Phantom Lancers. Splinter Blast flies out. Actually does catch him. But it's not going to be enough. He's not going to... Oh, Cold Embrace on your servant. Using that to avoid... Or not avoid, but take away a good chunk of the damage from the tower. Casey gets the...
middle tower is under attack.
Casey gets the Illusion Rune. Jon Snow gets more gold.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Didn't know the Night's Watch needed gold. Time to die, just starts swinging away several times over.
Tower is under attack.
I kind of missed the old Phantom Lancer when Juxtapose was not his ultimate, it was just another one of his skills. Oh, 160 charges in, hits sprint, and charges in on Schizophrenia. Oh, that's not going to work out. Even the Purify from the Omni Knight. Vommit's not going to make it out of this at this rate. Oh, he jukes into the tree line. He jukes deeper in. Oh, but they've got to know. There he is. Oh, and the Soul Assumption from Schizophrenia blows a hole through the Omni Knight. And the first tower of the game goes down. The Radiant pull ahead slightly. They're also ahead by 2 kills now. Impos and your servant popping in. Chakram flies out. Whirling Death. But there's no trees around, so Love Life is actually in okay shape. Arctic Burn flying out onto Love Life. But he's already in. Once he's out of sight. Oh! Chakram and Whirling Death from Impos gets the kill. Unfortunately for our Dire side, that was the Slark that they got rather than the Jakiro. What the hell happened to the Okay, Time to Die got nearly killed. Not quite certain how. Wasn't watching that, I was watching this fight up here. Casey and D-Stones going at each other. Not much gonna happen really there. Yep, 4-4-4-4-0-1. I was right. Check the graphs. Radiant currently ahead by about 2,200. And about 3k on the gold lead. Both teams going back to farming. Chakram flies out, as does Liquid Fire. Oh, must have been a deny. Slark's actually now in second place, jockeying for second place with a Phantom Lancer on the last hits. Our Shadow Fiend's just taken over. Splinter Blast flies out. Slark. Oh no, he did not manage to avoid the Whirling Death. Chakram comes out. Timber Chain. Can they actually get this? Casey actually denies their middle tower in the meantime. Another Splinter Blast doesn't catch the Slark though. Jon Snow is coming in to support the Slark, but Slark's actually already okay. Slark's okay. They can't see him, so he's getting back a lot of his health. But as I was saying, Slark's one of those heroes that you really don't even want to bother trying to get the Heart of Tarask, because his ultimate basically is one. You know, let me check that. Let's take a look at the heart. Okay, so actually Slark's ultimate at level 1, it's slightly weaker. At level 2, oh, hold that thought. Jon Snow is in trouble here because Impos gets the kill, but is Love Life gonna get a revenge kill? No, he is not at this rate. Turns onto your servant. Oh, he pops the Shadow Dance and just starts chopping away. One more hit and he would have actually gotten that. Meanwhile, oh, down here we actually had another fight going on. Vomit goes down. Shadow. Casey gets the Shadow Fiend on gets D-Stones on the Shadow Fiend.
That's a twofer.
Time to Die is actually up to a double kill by killing 160 on the Slardar, who instantly buys back. Casey is actually just running away, but she's gonna be fine. Ooh, Jon Snow comes in with an Ice Path, catches Time to Die, and that Dual Breath is gonna slow him down a little bit more. Visage, Schizophrenia comes in. The birds are not gonna do much here. Although actually the birds could do a lot. They could actually take out the defensive refraction stacks. Because of how quickly they attack. Ooh, Jon Snow catches Schizophrenia. 160 charges in. They're gonna get him. Schizophrenia goes down to... Actually, Jon Snow gets that kill. Ice Path to slow down the chase, and 160 is gonna get out of there just fine. Love Life is trying to run away from Impos, but at this point, and Whirling Death. Oh yeah, I already looked at the maniacal machinist. The Visage birds are just flying around. Barely gets that one into stone form. Huh. I haven't played. I think I actually have these. Yeah, these are one of the immortals from TI. From this past international. I have these, but I don't play Visage enough to use them, so I'm gonna keep them. Don't ask me to trade them.
My dude's top tower gonna fall over soon.
If I have duplicates of immortals, I'll consider trading them, but for the most part, I'm just not gonna. Chakram flies out to help him clear the creeps. Oop. Winter's Curse onto Casey, and Vomit was actually just pounding on her. Turns around and purifies, and Casey's actually gonna die here. 2 D-Stones. Schizophrenia gets Ice Path. Jon Snow gets hit with a Soul Assumption, takes off a good chunk of his life. Splinter Blast flies out. Another Soul Assumption takes down Jon Snow. 160 gets purified. D-Stones and Schizophrenia are having some trouble here, but they're gonna give chase. Or not. And in the end, a 2 for 0. Impos is gonna go grab himself a bounty rune if D-Stone's... no, D-Stone's gonna get there first. Because he has the bottle. Impos is probably already building towards a Bloodstone, because a Bloodstone on Timbersaw is just amazing. Because eventually you can get to the point where you can actually hold out a Chakram forever without ever running out of mana. And if you get a Scepter, you can have 2 of them. The only downside to having Chakram active is you can't attack. You can use your other skills, but you can't attack. Uh-oh, D-Stones has seen Love Life. Oh, but nothing's gonna come out of there. So far, our Radiant side's doing really well. Dire side's doing okay, but they've got some room for improvement. I mean, so does our Radiant side. Nobody's perfect. And they're gonna make a move in on this tower. That Visage bird is was getting hit. Now it's just gonna go ahead and regen. Visage is a great pusher. D-Stones warps to the mid and just instantly takes off a third of Love Life's health. Avoids the Ice Path. Time to Die doesn't, but top tower falls to Schizophrenia.
Something bad is happening. In your bottom.
Time to Die warps down to try and stop Casey, but frankly, a TA versus Phantom Lancer, that one's probably going to go to the TA. If they're both if at equal skill level, I'd say the TA is going to win that one most of the time. 3-man smoke, Arctic Burn. Oh, Love Life is in serious trouble here. Winter's Curse, Chakram, everything gets poured into the Slark. And the Slark is probably going to be poured into an urn.
Bad dude's top tower gonna fall over soon.
And now we gotta... They honestly...
Dire's
Zero Servant actually cold embraced a creep.
Radiant's middle tower
That's some
is
serious
under
dedication to the push.
attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Radiant popped their fortification rune. This tower is gonna go down anyway, because...
Bad dude's top is all nasty.
But they lost their
Radiant's
tier 2
middle
on
tower
top.
has fallen.
So the Dire take off a tier 1, but they lose a tier 2.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Purified.
The Radiant could go into Roche anytime they wanted now because they've got pretty much complete map control. There is a observer. There's only observer wards around here. There's an actual ward. Or sentry wards, not observers. There's 3 whole observer wards.
Dire's bottom tower is
Why
under
is this
attack.
so bloody difficult?
Heard the sprint go off. Ah, there he is. Timber Chain, Chakram. I heard Whirling Death as well, I think. Maybe. Yeah, he's definitely going Bloodstone already. He's already got the recipe and the point booster. I forget what you need. I forget what all you need for Bloodstone anymore. Soul Ring, Soul Booster, and the recipe, right? Time to Die is facing off against
Yo, green dudes,
Love Life.
something bad is happening.
Slark could actually win this if he plays it right, and that's one way.
Fortified.
The only issue is with Phantom Lancer, you're never sure if you're hitting the right one. Oh, we have a 3-man into Roche with Schizophrenia, Servant, and D-Stones going after the big guy.
Yo, green dudes, something bad is happening. In your
They're not doing very quickly though. I mean, Visage actually has the medallion, so they can weaken him all they want.
Radiant's middle
But
tower
Roshan's just, I don't know what it is. I mean, even with Presence of the Dark Lord, they're just not taking Roche down very quickly. I mean, oh wow, the Winter Wyvern's actually really close to dying here. She's probably not gonna make it. Nope. They did get the Roche kill, but Servant paid the price. And now although to be fair, now the Dire have to deal with an immortal Shadow Fiend. You do not lose souls, if I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, you do not lose any of your souls with Shadow Fiend when you die if you have the Aegis.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Pause, please. I'm terrified beyond the capacity.
The Dire are suddenly moving in. They're just... Wow, that was a quick tower kill by KC and the team. KC and the Sunshine Band, folks. D-Stones looks like... Oh, he threw out the Requiem. That was kind of a wasted Requiem. Winter's Curse did nothing whatsoever, really. Oh, Chakram comes in, manages to take down the TA. Shadowfiend's coming back. D-Stones is up on his feet. They're going after Love Life, who is running for his. Chakram. Oh, they just miss him, but the Visage Birds manage to find him. Shadowfiend gets the kill there. Meanwhile, wow, Time to Die actually manages to take down Vomit way behind the fight. And now the only one surviving is 160. Who's in mid, pushing away. Jon Snow is currently taking on the bottom, pushing there. But the Radiant side, they're ready. They're looking pretty good. They could probably high ground here. The only one of them below level 10 is Servant on the Winter Wyvern. Whereas Dire side have 2 people below.
Middle tower, everyone, go now.
With Jakiro and Omni Knight. We come in just in time to see 160 get annihilated by Timbersaw, Soul Assumption, and KC goes down as well. Vomit comes in and gets killed. Love Life is invisible. Dust doesn't work on this. Or I didn't think it did. And Impos gets an unstoppable streak by killing Love Life on the Slark. This is turning into a rout, folks. they could high ground. I'm telling you, the Radiant are going to be able to high ground here after Schizophrenia takes that tower. Although, to be fair, Time to Die could probably do with going back and getting some health.
Something bad is happening in your bottom.
Oh, never mind. I forgot about Cold Embrace. Oh, he's going to go ahead and boots down to the bottom to deny the tower.
Been denied. Good luck upgrading the donkey now. Bad dude's top tower gonna fall over soon.
Urn of Shadows on the Winter Wyvern along with another smoke. What else did she pick up? I forget. Oh, just wards. Timbersaw gets a Blink Dagger, and he's already got 14 charges on the Bloodstone, so his mana regen is insane. It can be a lot better. I mean, I've seen Bloodstones with like 30 charges. That was before I started casting, but
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
.160 blinks in. Yeah, he did blink in. Blinks in with a Slithering Crush, but there's nobody down here to fight other than creeps. You got a 4-man smoke. But did they get spotted? I'm not sure if they got spotted by. Actually, they might. Yeah, they might have, because I think they smoked. I think they smoked right here. And the ward sees. The ward does pretty much see that. So not so good. The smoke might already been blown without it even being broken. Although to be fair, at the moment, the only one who's still invisible is Jakiro. Love Life. Okay, he pops the Shadow Blade and just runs for it. Fortunately, Shadow Blade does actually activate the passes from Shadow Dance, which at level 2 becomes better than a Heart of Tarask, as long as it's active. Love Life and 160 come in. Blink Slithering Crush onto Impos and Amplify damage. Whirling Death does hit. Lands on 2. 160 is suddenly in a lot of trouble, finds himself in some serious... and Love Life is the last one left alive. And he's running for the hills. He's invisible, and he might make it out of here. Yeah, he's gonna make it, because if they're trying to chase him, they're going the wrong way.
Illusion.
Triple Slark. Uh-oh. Time to dive. They find Casey. Oh wow. Yeah, that's the problem with your invisibility as TA. You have to sit in one spot. So that just goes horribly wrong for her. Last of the outer towers for the Dire is now gone. Cold Embrace onto Impos to heal him up, because Timbersaw is part of their one big part of their arsenal. He's actually really their tank. And the bottom tier 3 is gonna go down really quickly, and it's gone. The bottom racks are already under threat, and there's nothing really the Dire can do here. Whoops. 160 comes in and dies, and then the full ring. I report Jakiro. What did he do?
Thanks.
Oh, he's just sitting up there. Winter Wyvern gets the kill on Slark. Where did that happen? And the rat. This is gonna be 2 lane of racks. The Dire could still win this if they. Well, I guess actually at this point they probably can't. Okay. So somebody bought like multiple couriers. Who bought all the couriers? Either that was a mistake or there were a lot of courier deaths. The tier 4s are going down. Tier 4s are gone. They're just... D-Stones just drops the Requiem to kill some creeps. And this is game, folks. Really quick one here. Remember, folks, if you enjoy the show, please feel free to like or favorite the video, or leave a comment below. Or you can hit the dislike button. That'll work too. Also, if you want, feel free to click the subscribe button down below or the link at the end of the video. And if you have a match you want me to check out, what you can do is, if you see here on the final score screen, top left there, match ID. Just send that to the business email. I'll have the email down in the description of the video. As for that, folks, I have been D. Good night, and good gaming.